This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at La Mirada Theater for the Performing Arts for their presentation of The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
my name is Steve Crowley. I'm actually John McGinty's fiance. I'm here in town for the opening. So, hi, my name is John McGinty. I'm an actor in Hunchback of Notre Dame. And I live in New York. I've been there for 7 years performing different things. I play Quasimodo tonight. Well, Quasimodo is a complicated character with many different layers. And it's been a really fulfilling journey to play this role. Thank you.
Was it very challenging being an actor who has a challenge?
Well, I don't consider my deafness being a challenge at all. I'm just an actor who happens to be deaf. I mean, all these different actors have their own challenges, so I'm just one of them.
My son is blind.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's an outstanding musician. That's the reason why I started my show.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Keep it up.
Yeah, basically, you're an inspiration for me personally, because it shows you that actually there's a future for people. It's not just a bigoted world where people just will just slam the door on you just because they, just not even trying. I'm really inspired by you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for coming. It's been so nice meeting you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Dino Nicandros. I played the voice of Quasimodo in Hunchback, and I'm a Houston native, been living in LA for 6 years, and really excited about tonight. Well, I play one of the gargoyles in the production, and I kind of serve as Quasimodo's inner voice and his conscience, and John, who played Quasimodo, and I work really closely together, and we kind of share the same body in a way, and I sing the role for him as if it were his voice.
Would that kind of make you the lead?
Sorry?
Would that make you the lead because you're actually singing, you're actually doing the dialogue for the lead?
Well, no. This is John McGinty's show. He is absolutely the lead, and I kind of serve as a support system within John. But and everything I do is channeled through John's remarkable work, and so I just get to watch him work and provide some singing. But
I thought you were fantastic, and again, the songs you were singing, the acting you were doing was such a critical piece.
Well, I appreciate that. And like I said, John and everybody else on stage makes it so easy. My job is maybe the easiest up there because I feed off of what he gives me, and he gives such an effortless and beautiful performance every night, and I'm just lucky to be up there with him.
I loved everyone in the entire cast. It brought such an epic, almost operatic in their singing. It was almost ballet in its dancing. The story was Victor Hugo. It was more closer to Victor Hugo than it was Disney. So it was really classical, strong acting too.
Well, thank you. And I think the musical really works in that way. That we all know the cartoon, and that was dark for a cartoon, but they really went back to the source material for this, and I think it lends itself well to a production like this. You think of a Les Mis story, another Victor Hugo piece, and how it's a timeless story, and it's so important. That story is so important right now, and I don't think there will ever be a time when it's not important. So we're all very lucky to be a part of it.
I was thinking about, I know you got the musicals sometimes put a twist to the ending. I was thinking about what can they do to this, because you can't get rid of bigotry. You can't get rid of hate. You can't get rid of that. What kind of ending can they give it justice? I thought this was an appropriate ending because again, it was more close to the story.
Right, and as dark as the story is, it is about forgiveness and acceptance and accepting people's differences, and of course there's evil in the world, and of course there's hatred and bigotry, but we have the choice to not allow it control our lives and ruin our lives, and that's what's at the heart of this story and the story John tells.
I'd like to tell this to the lead, but since you're part of the league too, or at least as part of a team, I thought Quasimodo's character was not the monster. He was actually the human.
Right.
I thought the villain was more. He was the one who was really born handicapped. The villain.
Well, right, and that's the point. No matter what you look like, I mean, Quasimodo's deformed. He's deaf, and at the time, 1482, that was even more frowned upon than it is today. So talk about being an outcast. And then as you said, Frollo, we kind of see him as a monster, but even somebody so monstrous as him, what Mark Jacoby does with the role, you almost feel sorry for him. That even the worst people in the world have some moment in their life where they can point back to that it all changed, it all went wrong, and we all have some of that light and dark in us, and it's what you choose to act on. And
once again, fantastic performance. I loved it. Highest marks forever. I especially loved your part. You were so critical, and I loved your singing. I loved your acting. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Cassie Simone.
Yeah, and which character do you play?
Esmeralda. I think she is strong. She's a very strong woman, but I think what I tried to do with her was show everybody that she's also very vulnerable and that she can be likable as well.
I love the way you played it because she was supposed to be very sensual, but also you played it very pure. It was
Thank
almost
you. Thank you.
It wasn't even a dark character. You played a very bright character.
Thank you. I mean, what I tried to do was remain a strong woman, but I think that strong women can also be very vulnerable and honest. Yeah.
This is one of Disney's lesser works in the sense there's no great songs that people are humming, but I thought the music actually just added to it. It wasn't like it dominated. It was the dance, it was the acting, it was the singing that actually carried everything.
I agree with you. I agree with you, but I mean, yes, there are the 5 or 6 principles, but this truly is an ensemble piece. This couldn't be done without a very fiercely strong ensemble, an ensemble that knows how to tell a story and is committed to telling that story, and I think we have that ensemble.
Yeah, it was a beautiful story. A story about who's beautiful and who's ugly. And seriously, some of the ugly people were actually very beautiful inside. Some of the beautiful people were actually quite ugly inside.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah. Once again, I love your performance. I thought you were fantastic. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. And I'm here with
Eric Kunze. Well, I played Captain Phoebus here in Huntchback on Notre. Previously in Little Mermaid as Prince Eric, which I spoke to you last. And I'm going to do Fun Home with Lea Salonga in October, right after this. So that's what's coming up for me.
Great. And which character did you play?
Captain Phoebus. Well, I'm a little bit of a womanizer, but Esmeralda does change me as she does every other male character in this story. She seems to affect everybody. But I think ultimately he's a good guy. He's a soldier, burned out on the war, happens to find love. Doesn't end well, but there you go.
I look at this as slightly one of Disney's lesser animation films, opposed to say Little Mermaid or Beauty and the Beast.
Right.
But again, this production, it was concentrated on the acting and the dancing. The singing kind of got out of the way, kind of elevated a little bit, but it was fantastic acting and dancing.
Awesome, yeah. For example, my character, it's sort of the equivalent of Gaston, but Glenn Casal, our director, will strip away all of that Disneyfication, if you will. He cuts to the core, he gets to the realness, he gets to the honesty, and the story carries itself. This is a human story about compassion, about outsiders fitting in. So, that's what touches people. I mean, that's what's going to get through.
Yeah, basically Victor Hugo. I thought it was actually, even though a lesser piece of Disney, it was a stronger script because it's based on Victor Hugo, and this talks about bigotry. It talks about the handicap. It talks about basically hatred. So it's very, very mature topics.
Oh, absolutely. It's all these days. It's all about tolerance, and that's what we're trying to get across up there.
I love your performance. You were fantastic. I love the acting. Love the dancing. You guys are fantastic. Thank you once again for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. It's good to see you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Keith Bearden. I am from Alabama, moved to LA back in '97 and have been here in New York and San Francisco ever since. I was Quill Pond. I feel, he's a strong leader of these misunderstood people that's just trying to find his place in the world. Very much like I feel a lot of people are today. He leads these people that no matter what they do, they're not taken seriously and they're kind of rejected. So he's just trying to find a great spot for his people to be.
Would you consider him a good guy or a bad guy?
A good guy.
Yeah, I guess he was a minority, and he was basically people were just trying to hunt him down. They were kicking him out of the country.
Absolutely.
I guess if I were in his situation, I might turn out just like him.
No, absolutely. I mean, what do you do if you're given very little and you have to make life doable, right? I mean, as a whole population, and you're in charge of that. You know, I can't fathom that myself. You know, but like I said, I think that there are a lot of, unfortunately, lots of people in the States and otherwise that have to deal with that these days, right?
Yeah, basically, this story is about bigotry.
Yeah.
It's about I guess the way who's beautiful, who's ugly, and all that. And Disney actually comes up with these Disney endings. I was wondering if they rewrite the musical, how they come up with the ending. I couldn't come up with it. How can you solve bigotry? There is no way to come up with a happy ending for that.
I agree with you. There is no happy ending for it. So I think that's why they went back to the book, because if you want to make it real, that's not the way to do it, because there's no fairy tale ending to that, you know.
Once again, I love you guys' performance. I love your performance because I love villains. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for coming.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with...
My name's Emily Dowwalder. This is my first time working at La Mirada, and it's been a spectacular show. We just came from Sacramento, where I was a part of the show at the Music Circus, Huntchback. Before, I've worked at MTW, with West Side Story, 42nd Street. I've done a bunch of shows at the Candlelight Pavilion. Worked with ABT and their Le Corsair as a supernumerary at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion. Moonlight Amphitheater, Young Frankenstein. But this is my first time at La Mirada, the Huntchback of Notre Dame, and it's a great show. It's fantastic.
So what do you think of this show? It seems a little different from the Disney, a little more serious, a little more adult.
Absolutely. It is darker, but at the same time, it's all the same morals, it's all the same message. It's just a new, revamped interpretation that's actually really artistic and beautiful. So, yeah.
I looked at this not exactly as a musical, as I didn't look at it as, say, a dance, or say it as an opera. It's really strong acting, because the music, this is actually Disney's lesser works. It's not as big as, say, Little Mermaid or you know, A Beauty and the Beast, but the acting you guys put into it and the movement you put into it actually highlighted everything. The music kind of just took a step back, but it was fantastic acting.
Absolutely. I know my family, when they saw it as like a play, because of how important the story was to it, but that we happened to dance and act and sing in all together at the same time, and it made the story much, much more relevant and prevalent. So, yeah.
If some of my viewers come by and see the show, what should they expect to see?
Oh, I think they should expect to see some of the best acting, and from our John McGinty, our Quasimodo, is one of the best actors I have ever gotten the pleasure to work with, and anyone coming to see the show can expect to be blown away by him. Yeah.
Once again, I love the performance. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with...
Lance Galgon. Just been working in Orange County for the last 5-6 years. Graduated from Fullerton College with a theater degree, and just been working in the business since, you know, doing all that good stuff. Tonight, I was part of the amazing ensemble of the Hunchback of Notre Dame. You know, did a little bit of everything from King Louis XI to a Gypsy Fellow to a little bit of everything. So singing, dancing, all that.
This was slightly different from the Disney version. What do you think? What's your take on it?
I love it. It takes more inspiration, I think, from the book. I mean, not to give too many things away, but it just gives a real life, real world vision of Victor Hugo's book, and I love it. Absolutely love it.
I thought you guys were fantastic.
Thank you.
I also loved it too. I look at it more of a dance play, plus also an acting play. The music kind of complemented. It accented the acting. It wasn't the other way around. There weren't really show tunes. It was actually the acting that was actually centered.
Well, it was telling a story. It was exact, and everything included from the acting to the music to the choreography, all the technical aspects. It all just went into telling such a beautiful story that was written by Victor Hugo, and that's all. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, it's actually one of the lesser works of Disney, opposed to say Lion King or Beauty and the Beast. But again, it has the strongest story. Actually, it talks about bigotry. It talks about humanity. It talks about the poor. What do you think about that?
I think it's great. I think there's all lessons that we all need to really refresh ourselves in this day and age. And I think the show does it beautifully, and I'm so absolutely proud and blessed to be able to be part of this cast. So
once again, I love you guys. I love the scenery. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the singing. I love the acting. I especially love the dancing. It was fantastic.
thank you. Yeah, I mean, everyone up there, it's just, everyone is a superstar in their own right on that stage, and I couldn't be more proud to be just up there with them. So,
Yeah. Thank you once again for being on the show.
yeah, thank you so much. Have a good day.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Paul Zelhart. I am a recent graduate of AMDA College and Conservatory for the Performing Arts, Los Angeles. This is my La Mirada debut, and I'm just happy to be here. I was part of the ensemble.
So what's your take on this musical?
I think it's really an interesting exploration of taking a Disney classic and making it more not dark, but it's a more real exploration of the piece. It takes a lot of the beautiful moments in the Victor Hugo novel, shows them in a way that has never been done before.
I thought more of, instead of just a musical, it being more of, say, a dance play, and also more of an acting play, dramatic acting, because it touches dark topics of basically bigotry, of basically dealing with the handicap, of dealing with who's truly ugly and who's beautiful. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that exactly, yes. And I think that the work done by John McGinty in this production is just incredible. It's really, really beautiful. And the way it's presented truly is the first time that it's been presented in that fashion, yeah.
Once again, I love the scenery. I love the way you guys made it look like it was, basically the 1400s. I just loved you guys acting. I loved your dancing. I thought it was fantastic. So thank you once again for being on the show.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame will be playing at La Mirada Theater for the Performing Arts from September 16th to October 9th. For more information, go to www.lamiradatheater.com.